heaven, a realm of pure light where the essence of divinity permeates every corner. Angels, radiant and glorious, moved with a grace unmatched on earth, their wings shimmering with celestial brilliance. Their voices, harmonious and pure, resonated through the celestial plains, creating melodies that transcended time and space. This was their eternal chorus, a symphony of praise to the Creator, echoing the divine love that formed their very being. Michael, strong and resolute, stood at the forefront, the sword of God gleaming in his hand, a symbol of divine justice and protection. Gabriel, the messenger with wings of purest white, watched over all creation, ensuring the divine will was known and followed. And Lucifer, the morning star, shone brightest, his light a beacon of wisdom and beauty. He was the most beloved, the most wise, his beauty unparalleled, a testament to the Creator's craftsmanship. The celestial city gleamed with a light unseen by mortal eyes, a beacon of divine splendor. Towers of gold and silver pierced the heavens, standing as monuments to the eternal glory of the Creator. Crystal fountains flowed with the elixir of life, their waters a source of eternal vitality. Here peace reigned. Love echoed in every heartbeat, a constant reminder of the divine presence. It was a paradise, a testament to the Creator's infinite love and boundless creativity. Angels, bathed in divine light, went about their sacred duties, their voices blending in perfect harmony, creating an atmosphere of pure bliss. There was no envy, no malice, only a profound sense of unity and purpose. Only unity and love thrived in the heart of heaven, a reflection of the Creator's perfect design. But even in paradise, shadows can grow, hinting at the complexities within the divine realm. Lucifer, bathed in the Creator's light, felt a change within, a subtle shift, almost imperceptible yet undeniable. A whisper, dark and insidious, wormed its way into his heart. It was a voice that promised more, a voice that spoke of hidden truths. "Why serve?" it hissed, "when you can rule?" The words were like honey, sweet and tempting. Why be subservient when you can be equal? The notion was intoxicating, a forbidden fruit. The questions echoed in the silence of his soul, growing louder, more insistent. They gnawed at his peace, turning it into turmoil. Doubt, like a venomous serpent, coiled around his heart. Its grip tightened with every passing moment. His thoughts, once pure, became tainted with ambition. The purity of his intentions was now overshadowed by a growing desire for power. The other angels, in their blissful ignorance, remained unaware of the poison seeping into their midst. They sang, oblivious to the brewing storm. They continued their celestial hymns, their voices still filled with joy. Their harmony was a stark contrast to the discord growing within Lucifer. But Lucifer could no longer find solace in their songs. The melodies that once brought him peace now felt like chains. The harmony now grated on his ears, a constant reminder of what he felt he lacked. Power, equality, dominion, the very essence of his being cried out for more. The whispers grew stronger, evolving into a roar that threatened to consume him. They were relentless, pushing him towards the edge. He, Lucifer, was the most beautiful, the wisest. His reflection told him so, his pride confirmed it. Was he not deserving of more? The sky, vast and endless, seemed to beckon him to claim his rightful place. The seed of rebellion planted in his heart began to sprout, its roots twisting, seeking to ensnare his very essence. It was a seed that promised change, but at a great cost. The change in Lucifer did not go unnoticed. Michael, ever vigilant, sensed the shift in his brother's demeanor. He saw the flicker of discontent in those once bright eyes. But even Michael, the strongest of the angels, couldn't fathom the depths of Lucifer's growing darkness. Gabriel, too, felt the disharmony creeping into their celestial symphony. His messages, once filled with joy and hope, now carried a tinge of warning. But his pleas for unity fell on deaf ears. Lucifer, consumed by his own ambition, had closed himself off, his heart hardened against the love that surrounded him. The whispers of discontent that plagued Lucifer began to spread, carried on the celestial winds. His words, laced with promises of freedom and power, found fertile ground among the angels. Many, seduced by his charisma and blinded by his false promises, listened. Doubt, like a virus, began to infect the heavenly host. Lucifer, his heart now consumed by darkness, made his stand. The once bright morning star, now a figure cloaked in shadows, stood defiant against the celestial order. Gone was the radiant angel of light, replaced by a being whose beauty was now terrible and awe-inspiring. In his place stood a being of terrible beauty, his eyes burning with a cold fire, a fire that promised both destruction and a new beginning. He rallied the dissenters, his voice, once filled with songs of praise, now boomed with promises of power and equality. His words were like a siren's call, irresistible and filled with the allure of forbidden power. He painted a picture of a new order, where angels would no longer serve but rule, a vision of a world where they would be masters of their own fate, free from the constraints of divine will. "We are not lesser beings," he thundered, his voice echoing through the heavens. "We are equals. We deserve to stand alongside the Creator, not beneath him. Join me, and together we will claim what is rightfully ours." His call to arms was a beacon for those who felt oppressed, a rallying cry for the discontented. His words, laced with deceit and promises of power, struck a chord with those who had allowed doubt to fester in their hearts. They saw in him a chance to change their destiny, to rise above their station. And so the heavens were divided. The once harmonious realm now echoed with the sounds of dissent and the rumblings of an impending conflict. On one side stood Lucifer, surrounded by a third of the angels, their wings now darkened, their faces twisted with resentment and ambition. They were ready to fight for their new leader's vision. On the other side stood Michael, Gabriel, and the remaining loyalists, their hearts heavy with grief at the betrayal, their resolve unwavering. They prepared to defend the sanctity of the heavens, ready to face their former brethren in a battle that would shake the very foundations of their world. Section 5. The Clash of Heavenly Hosts. War erupted in the heavens, a battle unlike any other. The sky, once filled with light and music, now crackled with energy as angel clashed with angel. The air filled with the clang of celestial swords and the cries of the fallen. Lucifer, now a twisted mockery of his former glory, led his legions with ferocious intensity. The faithful, led by Michael, fought with the fury of the righteous. Their swords, forged in the heart of creation, met the onslaught of the rebels head-on. Gabriel, his eyes filled with sorrow, unleashed his divine wrath upon those he once called brothers, his heart heavy with the knowledge that he fought against his own kin. The battle raged, a maelstrom of light and darkness. The celestial plains, once pristine, became scarred with the wounds of war. The harmonious music of heaven was replaced with the cacophony of battle, a symphony of destruction that shook the very foundations of creation. Section 6. Michael, the sword of God. Michael, his armor gleaming, stood as a bulwark against the tide of darkness. His sword, a beacon of divine light, cut through the enemy ranks, each swing a testament to his unwavering faith. He fought with the strength of 1,000 angels, his resolve fueled by his love for the Creator and his sorrow for his fallen brother. Around him the loyalists fought with equal fervor. They knew the cost of defeat, the price of freedom. They fought for their home, for their Creator, for the very soul of heaven. Their courage shone brighter than the stars, their love a shield against the encroaching darkness. The tide of battle ebbed and flowed. For every demon struck down, another seemed to take its place. Lucifer, empowered by the darkness that now consumed him, fought with terrifying power, his every blow aimed at the heart of heaven. Section 7. Wrath of the Almighty. The heavens trembled as the Creator, his patience exhausted, unleashed his divine wrath. A light more brilliant than 1,000 suns erupted from the heart of heaven, splitting the battlefield in two. The very air crackled with power as the Creator, his voice booming with righteous anger, confronted Lucifer. Lucifer, his voice echoed across the battlefield, filled with sorrow and anger. "You, whom I loved most, have betrayed my trust, sown discord among my creations. For this you shall be punished." His words, filled with the weight of ages, struck Lucifer with the force of a thunderbolt. The rebellious angels, cowed by the Creator's power, faltered in their assault. The light washed over them, burning away the darkness that had taken root in their hearts. Many wept, overcome with remorse for their actions, but it was too late. The die had been cast, the line between good and evil drawn. Section 8. Cast into the abyss. Lucifer, his pride undimmed, even in the face of the divine, refused to yield. He railed against the Creator, his voice filled with hate and defiance, but his words were as dust motes against a hurricane. With a wave of his hand, the Creator banished Lucifer and his followers from heaven. The sky tore open, revealing a chasm of unimaginable darkness. Screams filled the air as the rebels were dragged down, their forms twisting and contorting as they were consumed by the abyss. The chasm slammed shut, leaving behind an eerie silence. The battle was over, but the scars of war remained. Heaven, once pristine, was wounded. The once harmonious symphony was silenced, replaced by an aching void. The angels mourned their fallen brethren, their songs now tinged with sorrow. The rebellion had been crushed, but at a great cost. Section 9, a call to grace. And yet, even in the aftermath of such devastation, hope remained. The Creator, his love boundless, offered a path to redemption, a way back to his light. He sent his only Son to earth, a beacon of hope in the darkness, a testament to his unwavering love. The war in heaven serves as a reminder to us all, a reminder of the seductive nature of pride, the destructive power of envy. It is a call to choose love over hate, humility over arrogance. It is a reminder that even in the darkest of times, grace is always available to those who seek it. Choose wisely, for the battle between good and evil rages on, not just in the heavens, but within each of our hearts.